Man, I'm not gonna cap. When I first heard this news, I was like, man, this cannot be real. But it is. Russell Westbrook is now a Los Angeles Laker. The Lakers now have a new big three in Russ, the Brody, the Brow, AD, and the King, LeBron James, man. And I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people hate the Lakers. A lot of people hate LeBron. I've been seeing and noticing lately in people's posts and just talking to other people. A lot of people do not like LeBron James, but that's neither here nor there right now. We're going to talk about Russ joining the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, what's going to happen with this? I know a lot of people are saying they don't feel like Russ's style is going to mesh with LeBron and AD. And not only that, a lot of people are saying, well, where's the shooting? You know, there's no shooting in that starting five right now. It's still early. As of this video, free agency has not started yet. So I believe free agency is like in 2 days. I'm making this video on Saturday. I believe free agency is on a Monday. So right now, the Lakers don't have much shooting. You know what I mean? And Russell Westbrook is coming in with a lot of baggage right now. Like, a lot of people feel like he's just, you know, you can't win with him. A lot of people are saying that's why KD left. You can't win with Russ, which I don't really subscribe to that idea. I'm a big Westbrook fan, and I feel like you can win with him. Anytime you got somebody who's a dog like that and goes all out and wants to win at all costs, I feel like you can find a way to win with him. You just got to find different ways to control his pace, not control his pace, but help him manage his pace at certain spots of the game and things like that. And I think LeBron James, if anybody, he can do that for Russell Westbrook. A lot of people don't know he's been friends with LeBron. He's been friends with AD for years. And it's just one of those situations, man. Like, the Lakers needed somebody else. You got Brooklyn out there in the East Coast with Kyrie and Harden and Durant, and you got to match that. And also, too, I don't think they liked the way they went out that first round. Yeah, it was a shortened season and things like that. They had the long season in the bubble. They had to come back and play Christmas time. And, you know, LeBron rolled his ankle. AD had the hamstring. And it was just a wrap. Phoenix took advantage, as they should have. You know what I mean? And they won that series. But if you had a guy like Russ, could you have won that series? Maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? So now you have a big three. Regardless of the type of player that you think he is or you think he isn't, I feel like now the Lakers are in prime position to make another run at the championship. When I look at the Western Conference, I really don't see a team that can compete with that three, especially I mean, yeah, like I said, we haven't seen how free agency is going to play out. But I mean, it's not a really strong free agency class right now. Chris Paul is kind of out there. Kawhi's out there, but I mean, he's hurt. He's probably going to stay with the Clippers. Chris Paul's probably going to stay with the Phoenix Suns, I would imagine. Those are like the two biggest names. I know Kyle Lowry is out there. Depending on where he goes, maybe he can, move the needle a little bit. But I just don't see it, man. Between Brooklyn and LA, I think these guys are headed on a collision course to the NBA Finals together. Now, I do want to talk about Russell Westbrook a little bit. And this is something that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but I'm going to speak on it today. I feel like with Russell, he's one of those players that we know he's great. Future Hall of Famer, MVP, triple-double king. We know that. Why do we only talk about what Russell Westbrook can't do versus what Westbrook does do, what he does bring to the table, right? I feel like anytime you hear people talk about this player, it's always in it's always in a negative light. It's always, oh, he can't shoot. Oh, you know, you can't play with him. Oh, he pads his stats. It's all this negativity about Russ, and I never subscribe to that, man. I love this dude's energy. You know what I'm saying? I love what he brings to the table as a player, and I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like him with LeBron James, I feel like it's going to click. I mean, he's been in the league for a long time. I know he wants a ring, you know what I mean? And he hears all the slander that he's been getting all these years, and he hears the negativity, you know what I mean? And, you know, 10 years plus, right? It has to be, but 10 years seasons for Russ right now, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's time, man. It's time, man. I mean, I feel like this is a great move for both sides. When I say both sides, I mean the Lakers, meaning LeBron and AD, and for Russell. At this point, LeBron, we all know he's on the backside of his career. He's closer to the end than he is to the beginning. We all know that. So, and AD, I will say, is like right in the middle. where are the Lakers going after this? You know what I mean? Say LeBron retires in 2-3 seasons. Now you can have Russ for maybe the next 5 to 6 or 7 years, AD for about the same, and build around those guys. And I'm sure if you have those two guys, you're going to get somebody else to want to come play with them. So I feel like this is a great move for the Lakers. I know a lot of people disagree with that take, but I feel like this is a great move for the Lakers. And I feel like it's a great move for Russ at this point of his career. It just makes sense. Now, you can sit here and say, well, maybe they should went after Chris Paul. But I got a feeling that Chris Paul doesn't want to play with LeBron, even though they're friends. I don't know. I felt like maybe that would have been the move first. But then at the same time, I guess it would have had to been a sign and trade, and who knows what's going on behind that. But I feel like Chris Paul probably would have been a better option for the Lakers, being that he could shoot, he's a playmaker, facilitator, things like that. But again, man, Russ is a dog. You know what I mean? And I guess you could have looked at Kyle Lowry, you could have looked at Spencer Dinwiddie. Apparently they weren't interested at all in Dennis Schroeder, and it's crazy because I think they offered him a contract in the early beginnings of the last season, and he declined it. You know what I mean? So I know they're kind of relieved of that, because now they're able to make this move. And I don't know if Schroeder's going to be able to get that money anywhere else, because he really did not play that well alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and he was pretty much had green light to be the third option. You know what I mean? And he didn't take advantage, especially against that series against the Phoenix Suns. So be interesting to see where Schroeder goes after this. But yeah, man, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about this move. Again, I just don't like the slander. I feel like we as a whole, and as fans and the media, we always talk about what Russ cannot do. Let's start talking about what this dude does bring to the table, man. And yeah, I mean, everybody has deficiencies to their game, you know what I mean? But I don't know why it's always so magnified and highlighted with Russell Westbrook, because I feel like he brings so much more to the table than what he may not be that good at, which is shooting and his pace. But you surround this guy with shooters. If you pick up, if you're the Lakers, maybe you pick up a Reggie Bullock, or I think Otto Porter is out there. He's rumored to be out there, and the Lakers are rumored to be interested in him. Get a couple. JJ Redick, I'm sure they can get him for cheap. You know what I mean? So there's shooters out there that they can pick up and kind of put around these guys. And I really think all you need is about 2 or 3. You don't need like 5, 6, 7, 8 shooters. I mean, you got Russ, AD, and LeBron. You get about 2 or 3 shooters, maybe somebody who could stretch the floor, maybe a stretch 5 who can make a 3, maybe re-sign Gasol. You know what I mean? Like I said, Otto Porter, JJ Redick's out there, couple guys out there, man. So I think they're in prime position. I think we're headed towards a collision course with Brooklyn and the Lakers. I just feel like that's what's about to happen. And so let me know what you guys think, man. Does Russell Westbrook, does he deserve all the slander he gets, or do we need to start highlighting what he's actually good at and start highlighting his strengths even more? I just feel like he gets a bad rap, man. That's just my opinion. We don't talk enough about this guy, what he's been doing the past few seasons since KD left OKC. He's been averaging a triple-double like pretty much every year since then. And you're not trash if you can do that. You know what I mean? Like we gotta change that narrative. We got to get out of that way of thinking. Yeah, sometimes he just goes 100 miles per hour, and sometimes the pace is a little. He doesn't pace himself as much as he should in certain spots of the game. But I just feel like he brings so much that with good coaching, and now that you got LeBron, he's going to be next to his friend, next to a champion, a proven champion. I feel like we're going to see the best of Russ, man. So let me know what y'all think, man. Drop comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.